Welcome to One God, One Religion. The Jewish people believe that they have a divine right to occupy the land of Israel. In this regard, they give 3 verses from the Bible, which we will discuss. In Genesis 15.18, God gives the land between the river of Mitsrayim and river Perath to the descendants of Abraham. Then in Genesis 17.3, the name of Abraham is changed from his original name Abram to Abraham. The introduction of H indicates that he has now been expanded. His writ has now been expanded to encompass all peoples. After his expansion, in Genesis 17.4 to 14, God gives the land of Canaan to the followers of Abraham. In Genesis 17.15 to 22, God blesses the descendants. Now here it is descendants. Descendants to beget sons. And in Genesis 22.17, God blesses the descendants of Abraham to win over their enemies. If we read all these verses together, what this means is that after the expansion of the writ of Abraham, his becoming the leader of all humanity, there was no bequeathal of land. And the land of Canaan that was given not to his descendants or not to the Jews, but all those who followed his teachings. So if I believe in Abraham and I follow Abraham and I follow his teaching of one God, then I also am entitled to settle in the land of Canaan. There is no bequeathal of the land of Israel to the descendants of Abraham after Genesis 17.3, and what was given in 15.18 has been overwritten by Genesis 17.3 when the writ of Abraham was expanded. The second verse that is quoted in this connection is from the Exodus. Exodus 23.24, God says to the people of Moses, "You must not bow down to their gods, you must not serve them or do according to their practices. You must completely overthrow them and smash their standing stones to pieces." Here there is a clear directive that you will smash the idols of those who do not believe in one God. Then in Exodus 23.31, God bequeaths the land between the Red Sea and the Sea of Philistines and from the desert to the river to these people of Moses. Then for going further, in Exodus 23.32, God says, "You must make no covenant with them or with their gods." So if we read these 3 verses in totality, God first tells them, do not worship any other god, smash the idols of those who believe that idols have their own independent existence. Then, having said that, God gives them the land, and then again reminds them that you will not worship any other god. So the primary focus of these verses is the denial of worship of multiple gods. As long as a person believes in one God and does not do idol worship, he becomes entitled to the land which is bequeathed in Exodus 23.31. As far as my reading is concerned, land is not given to the Jews or to any other particular people, but to all believers in one God. The third verse in this context is Ezekiel 37.21. Here the context is that after the Jews had conquered Jerusalem, after some time, after a few centuries, they were thrown out of Jerusalem and they had been sent to Babylon. After about 100 years or so, they came back and conquered Jerusalem again. At this point, Saint Ezekiel says, I am going to take Bnei Israel from among the nations they have gone to and gather them from every quarter and bring them to their own land. Now, what this means is that the Jews were living in Jerusalem. They had spread across when they were thrown out of Jerusalem. And now God is saying, no, I will bring them back to Jerusalem. So here is a case of returning to a place. This does not in any way establish that God has given the land of Jerusalem to the Jews. Here God is starting from the fact that the Jews were expelled from Jerusalem and he is only bringing them back. He is not saying that others should not come. He is also not saying that Jerusalem belongs to you and not to others. I accept that these are my own interpretations, which are not accepted by mainstream. But the question is that if there is only one God and there is only one humanity, and how can God differentiate? How can God discriminate? Therefore, if there are two interpretations possible to a verse, in the first case, we should interpret them in a manner that they encompass the all humanity, because all humanity is the child of God. Please do not forget to share this post, to like this post, to subscribe to our channel, and for more information, please do visit our website www.commonprophets.com. Thank you.